All right, so this is one of my favorite topics. We're going to start talking about special right triangles. There are two special right triangles. We have a 45-45-90 and a 30-60-90. Today we're going to be focusing on a 45-45-90. Okay? In a 45-45-90, what you should know is that the legs are congruent. Okay? And then to find the hypotenuse, you multiply the leg by the square root of 2. So, let's take a look here. In general, if it's a 45-45-90, your legs are the same. To find the hypotenuse, you multiply by the square root of 2. So, the legs, if you have the leg, to get to the hypotenuse, you times it by the square root of 2. Let's say you don't have the leg. Let's say you have the hypotenuse. To find the leg, you're going to divide it by the square root of 2. So, multiply by the square root of 2, divide by the square root of 2. Alright, so we're going to do some examples. These first couple examples I'll do with you, and then I want you to try the next two, okay? So, remember, if you have a 45-45-90, your legs are the same, and you multiply by the square root of 2 to get the hypotenuse. So, let's take a look here. In this first example, what you should notice is one leg is 3 square roots of 3. So the other leg should be 3 square roots of 3. And now if I want to find the hypotenuse, remember to find the hypotenuse, I multiply by the square root of 2. Well, 3 square roots of 3 times the square root of 2 will give me 3 square roots of 6. All right? The next one, what you should notice is we're looking for the legs here, and they give me the hypotenuse. Well, if I have a leg, to go to the hypotenuse, I multiply by the square root of 2. If I have the hypotenuse to go backwards, you'd have to divide by the square root of 2. So I'm going to take 5 square roots of 2, and I'm going to divide it by the square root of 2. And what you should notice is that one leg is 5, so the other leg must be 5 as well. I would like for you to please finish these two, so pause me, finish these two, and then come back. We'll see if we end up in the same spot. Okay, so what you should notice here is that if one leg is 10 square roots of 2, the other leg is 10 square roots of 2. To find the hypotenuse, you multiply by the square root of 2. So 10 square roots of 2 times the square root of 2 gives me 10 square roots of 4, which gives me the 20. Now over here they gave you the hypotenuse, so to go back to the leg you have to divide by the square root of 2. But remember, you can't have a radical in your denominator. So to fix that, we're going to multiply by the square root of 2 on the top and the bottom. So on the top we have 16 square roots of 2. On the bottom we have 4. And 16 divided by 4 will give me 4 square roots of 2. Word problems are always fun. It says Jana is cutting a square of material for a tablecloth. The table's diagonal is 36 inches. So I'm going to draw that right away. So I've got a square material for a tablecloth. The diagonal is going to be 36 inches. It says she wants the diagonal of the tablecloth to be an extra 10 inches so it'll hang over the edges of the table. Okay, so she wants it to be 46 inches. What size square should she make the tablecloth? So let's take a look here. So the table's 36. She wants it to hang 10 inches over. So technically, she wants a square here with a diagonal of 46 inches. Wonderful. Good. So I'm going to erase this one so that we don't get confused by the two. So now she wants to know what size square would she need. Well, in order to figure out the side square, you have to figure out how long your sides are. Now remember, if this is a square, these should be right angles, which makes 45-45-90s. So we're looking at a 45-45-90 with 46 in the diagonal here. So if my hypotenuse is 46, to go from the hypotenuse to the leg, we have to divide by the square root of 2. So 46 divided by the square root of 2. You cannot have a square root in your denominator, so we're going to have to multiply here. 46 square roots of 2 over 2, which would give me 23 square roots of 2 for each side. Okay, so this now we have to multiply through because she said that she wanted it to the nearest inch. So it gives you about 32.5, but if I want to the nearest inch, I'm looking at about 33 inches. I would like for you to work on this one, please, so pause it and then come back. Now I want you to find the side lengths because we need to find the perimeter. Perimeter is what we're looking for in the long run. Okay, so if this is the hypotenuse, you would divide by the square root of 2. You get that each side is 3 square roots of 2. So each side is 3 square roots of 2. But remember, you want the perimeter. There's 4 sides at 3 square roots of 2, which gives me a total of 12 square roots of 2. Okay, we need to do a lot of practice with this, you guys. These special right triangles are not going away. They're going to follow us for the rest of the year, so we need to understand them. Make sure that you come to class with any questions that you have. It's very important that you stay on top of this.